If you run out of money before the next payday, you are not bad with money. You are part of the 60% of Americans dealing with the exact same thing right now in 2026. And here is the most important thing to understand before anything else. Most people living paycheck to paycheck today are doing it out of necessity, not because of poor choices. This is a math problem. And math problems have solutions. This video is going to show you exactly where to start. Let us start with what is actually happening, because understanding the real cause is the only way to find the real fix. Grocery prices have been rising since 2020 and have not come back down. Gas is up 47% since February. Home insurance has risen 46% since 2021. Property taxes are up 27% since 2019. And the New York Federal Reserve just released a report this week showing that more Americans cannot get enough food right now than at any point during the pandemic. 10% of households in 2026, up from 4% in 2020. Against that backdrop, the average wage increase has been approximately 3.8%. In many lower and middle-income jobs, the increase was less. The gap between what things cost and what most paychecks cover has been widening steadily, not because people changed their spending habits but because the cost of staying alive kept rising faster than their income. This is the K-shaped economy in plain English. Some households are doing fine. But a large portion are choosing between bills and food every single week. And the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle is not a character flaw. It is the predictable result of that gap, compounding month after month with no relief in sight. Before getting to what actually works, it is worth understanding why most paycheck-to-paycheck advice fails the people who need it most. Cut your spending. This assumes the problem is discretionary spending that can be eliminated. For most people living paycheck to paycheck in 2026, the spending that remains is rent, food, gas, utilities, and insurance. There's not much left to cut. The advice is not wrong for everyone, it is just useless for the people already struggling. Make a monthly budget. A monthly budget makes intuitive sense. But most Americans are paid weekly or every 2 weeks, not monthly. When your paycheck arrives, you pay the bills that are due now and try to make the rest last. The month as a unit does not match how money actually moves through most households. A budget built around each paycheck works dramatically better. Save more. This is the most frustrating advice to receive when you genuinely have nothing left at the end of the week. Telling someone who runs out of money every Thursday to save more is not financial advice. It is a platitude that ignores the structural reality of their situation. What actually moves people out of the cycle is not any of these generic suggestions. It is one very specific move. Here is the insight that personal finance experts consistently return to, and that the data on paycheck-to-paycheck households consistently validates. The single most impactful thing a person living paycheck-to-paycheck can do is build a $1,000 buffer. Not a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Not a perfect budget. Not a debt payoff plan. Just $1,000 in a separate savings account that you do not touch unless something genuinely breaks. Here is why $1,000 matters so specifically. Most of the financial disasters that derail people who are already stretched thin cost between $200 and $800. A car repair. A medical copay. A broken appliance. A dental bill. Without any buffer, these events send people straight to the credit card, which adds to the balance, which raises the minimum payment, which makes the next month tighter, which makes the next unexpected cost hit even harder. The cycle feeds itself. $1,000 breaks that cycle. When the car needs $250 in repairs and you have $1,000 sitting separately, you pay it from savings, replenish the account over the following months, and move on. The credit card balance does not grow. The minimum payment does not climb. The month after the repair does not start from a deeper hole. And the psychological shift that happens when you have that buffer is as important as the practical one. When you are not operating in pure survival mode, when you know that one bad week will not destroy your month, you stop making the small desperate decisions that cost more in the long run. The last-minute gas station run instead of a planned grocery trip. The payday loan to cover the gap. The late fee because you had to wait until payday. $1,000 is the number that separates surviving from starting to get ahead. Here is the practical path to your first $1,000 buffer, at whatever speed your situation allows. Step 1. Open a separate savings account and name it something specific. Buffer. Emergency. Safety net. Whatever makes it feel real and purposeful. The physical separation from your checking account creates a psychological barrier that makes it easier to leave the money alone. Step 2. Set up the smallest automatic transfer you can sustain. Even $10 per paycheck is fine to start. The habit of automatic transfer matters more than the amount at the beginning. Once the habit is established, you can increase it when the situation allows. Step 3. Use the bi-weekly paycheck trick. If you are paid every 2 weeks, you receive 26 paychecks per year. Most monthly bills assume 12 payment cycles. That means 2 months per year have a third paycheck, a week where your regular bills are already covered. Those third paychecks are the fastest path to your first $1,000. Bank them entirely when they arrive. Step 4. Cancel 2 or 3 subscriptions you have forgotten about and redirect that exact amount to your buffer automatically. The average American pays $219 per month on subscriptions but estimates only $86. The gap between those numbers is buffer money you are already spending without getting anything in return. Step 5. Apply any unexpected income directly to the buffer before it gets absorbed. A tax refund. Overtime pay. A birthday gift. Cashback rewards. Every windfall goes to the buffer first until you reach $1,000. Once you have your $1,000 buffer, the next steps become significantly easier because you are no longer making financial decisions from a place of desperation. From there, the goal is to grow the buffer to 1 month of essential expenses. That gives you the ability to absorb any single bad month without going backward on your debt. After that, the full 3 to 6 month emergency fund becomes achievable, not as a theoretical goal but as a natural extension of the habit you have already built. And with a buffer in place, your ability to make extra payments on high-interest debt improves dramatically. When you are not constantly raiding whatever small savings you have for emergencies, that money can stay pointed at the credit card balance that has been costing you 22% interest every single month. The paycheck-to-paycheck cycle does not break overnight. But it breaks $1,000 at a time. Disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. Individual results may vary. Please consult a financial professional for advice specific to your situation. The Finance Reset Toolkit and the Debt Defense System are both in the description below. The Finance Reset Toolkit maps your complete budget at real current costs so you can see exactly where your money is going and where the leaks are. The Debt Defense System gives you the 30-day plan that turns every recovered dollar into guaranteed debt payoff progress. Check the description below for all links. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at PocketPilotFina for deeper money breakdowns every week. And subscribe for daily money moves that actually work. Subscribe now, new money tip every single day.